What's up, guys? It's your boy Jalen here on another episode of Elevated Minds. Today's episode is going to be called The Art of Communication, Active Listening. Alright, if it's your first time on the channel, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, follow me on all my social medias. All that's going to be down below. If you're returning, like the video. It's going to really help the algorithm and all that good jazz. Let's go ahead and hop into this video. So, The Art of Communication, Active Listening. I read this book, or listened to an audiobook of the book called The Art of Communication. And it's a really powerful book. I really recommend it for every single person that's watching this video. And then recommend it to other people, because this book is life-changing. It's really great information, because if you understand getting through life, you're going to have to learn how to communicate, no matter where you are. You need to learn how to communicate to the grocery store attendant. You need to learn how to talk to the cashiers. You need to learn how to talk to your boss, to your coworkers. Communication is so important. There's many ways to communicate. You can communicate through your actual words, body language. There's so many ways, and to watch for other people's communications. So, when it comes to communicating, we need to learn that active listening is the best thing that you can do. You can apply it to anything. The problem today, in today's society, is we don't, as a whole, as a human race, we don't know how to listen. We know how to listen, but we don't know how to active listen. People are so ready to put in their 2 cents. When someone's saying something, maybe they get triggered by something they said, and they just don't know how to just stop talking, and just be quiet and listen to what the other person is saying. Because a lot of times, the reason why things get so misconstrued and misunderstood, and there's so many issues between people, is most of the time because there is no communication, or there's miscommunication. So people might be saying something to you, and you might be misunderstanding, and the other person might be totally miscommunicating. They don't even know how to communicate. So in this video, I just want to really talk about active listening, for one, because that's going to be the main thing. If we really understand what the other person is saying, then a lot of times when their point is across, and they're like, "Oh, that's what you meant." A lot of times we already have this speculation just formulated in our minds, like, you talking about the way I do this and this. You don't like the way I do this. It's like, calm down. Half the time they're not even saying that, but we get so defensive. We're so riled up. It could be from a past trauma, or it could be from just you don't know how to. maybe you just don't have listening skills, or communication skills in general, And I think it's really important, especially. This can apply for anything, but marriages are one of the main things. Relationships and marriages, because 50% of all marriages will fail. So as soon as you get married, you got 50% chances it's already not going to work. So one thing you got to have down is your communication, honesty, love, all that good stuff. Yeah. Communication, though, if you don't have any communication, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that you should communicate before you're even hopping into a relationship. You need to know if that person wants to have kids. You need to know if this person likes to run marathons on a Christmas morning, when you like to just sit down and eat and sit in front of the TV. Communication can really clear up a lot of things before having to deal with hardship. That's why communication is so important, because you're able to get your entire values across, your entire thoughts across to the other person. You're conveying a message, and other people are conveying a message to us. But if we don't have active listening and you don't know how to communicate, you're going to be in a whole world of hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's like not reading the fine print. Without communication, it's like living life without. That's that was kind of funny. It's living life without reading the fine print. You know what I mean? You're literally going through life. You're not talking to people correctly. You're not able to convey what you're trying to say, and you're not even hearing what they're saying. So I really think that everybody should read this book. For one, I gave it a 10 out of 10. Excellent read. I feel like it's a really easy one. Then again, I did listen to the audiobook. I'm on the road a lot, so I obviously can't read and drive at the same time. But anyways, communication is so important. It's if you're on a team, and you're a basketball team or any type of sports team, whatever type of team you're on, if the team is not communicating, what happens? Everyone fails. The whole operation fails because no one can communicate. How are you gonna tell? Oh, hey, you go down to the hoop. This means something. This means something. This means something. Like, it's body language, but that's still communication. But there's ways that you can communicate sometimes through body language. There's ways that you can do it through your actual words. You need to learn how to communicate with people, because and learn people's communication styles. Everyone's got different communication styles. Some people are a little bit more indirect, and they expect they respond better to more indirect, a little bit more softer. Some people are a little bit more direct. They want you to just say what it is. They don't know how to understand innuendos, and they don't really understand the softness. It really depends on how people are raised and all this. This is why active listening is so important, because through active listening, someone could be talking and you can pull a lot of information just from listening. Just listen to people. Listen to your girlfriend. Listen to your boyfriend. Really hear what they're saying. Don't just, yeah, babe, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, see, this is why a lot of relationships fail, and then people wonder, well, I don't understand what happened. I don't get it. What happened? Or maybe if you listen and active listen, be able to call back what the person said. Don't even just stop your thought process going. We're already ready. Oh yeah, she's talking about, she doesn't like it when you do this, and this. Man, but you, every single time you do this and then you do, it's like, just chill for a second. Listen to what she's saying. Listen to what he's saying. Calm down and really hear what the other person is trying to tell you, and then call it back. So you feel like this when I do this. Oh, you feel hurt when I did this because it made you feel like this. And then, then you go through that. Let them have their piece. And I guarantee you, if you're giving them their piece, unless you're just dealing with a narcissist, if you're dealing with a narcissist, you ain't gonna get nowhere. But if you're really listening and understanding where the other person is coming from, they're gonna be like, wow, I feel seen and heard. If both people feel seen and feel heard and feel understood, it's gonna be a safe place. It's gonna be a safe environment. You guys can talk about things. And when you can actively listen, you'll see how the other person can actually become way more open to you. They'll talk to you about these things with a way more ease than if you're screaming down someone's throat or just cutting them off before they can get the point across. And then you wonder why the relationship didn't work. Oh, I don't understand why they're so angry. Oh, I don't understand why they left. I just don't get it. Active listening, communication, it is so important. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I used to always say comprehension, sorry, I just totally blew that. Communication was the most important thing in a relationship, friendship, but comprehension is super important as well. You have to make sure the other person comprehends what you're saying. So you have to learn how to speak in the terms sometimes of how they're going to understand. Still be you, say what you need to say, but sometimes people don't really understand what you're saying. Some people aren't really about the direct. Some people need a little bit more indirect, or this is how I felt when you did this. I'm not saying that you're a terrible person. I'm just saying that this is how I felt. It's been a little bit more indirect, but it's still getting your point across. Does that make sense? So learning these different there's a lot of different communication styles. I'm not going to go over all of those, but I just want you guys to understand communication is super important. No matter what, if you want to communicate with your kids, find a way to communicate with them without screaming. Find out a way to communicate to your kids without belittling them. You know what I'm saying? Find the right ways to communicate with people. Every single person communicates differently. Every single person has a different style, and everyone's going to respond to you differently. What you can do is you can work on your delivery. Work on your delivery when you're communicating. Work on how you say things. A lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if we can really master the art of communication, not only are you going to see things better within yourself, you're going to see things better within the world. If you can communicate in school effectively with your teachers and your peers, if you can communicate effectively with your boss, with your supervisor, with your coworkers, You can communicate with your spouse, you know, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids, your cousins, your uncles, your nieces, your whoever it is, your best friends. If you can learn how to do that, I guarantee your life's gonna be so much more easier. You're gonna see life in a whole different light, and it's gonna feel, you're gonna feel more confident. You're gonna feel really energetic and loving and wow, confident. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're able to get your point across without getting into an argument. Like, not everything has to be an argument. And that's why the art of communication is so important. You guys need to read this book. It's super, super great. This is not a long episode. I was really touched by this book. I feel like it's probably my top 20. I have a special top 5, but that's probably my top 20. But yeah, I'm going to be reading a lot more books, listening to a lot more audiobooks, and I'm going to do more reviews and stuff like that. If you guys like stuff like this, let me know. If you have any books that you'd recommend for me, go ahead and put that in the comments down below. I'd love to listen to or read them. I literally read probably, or I'll say listen to, I'd say about 2 to 3 books a week lately I've been. So I love learning, and that's really what I'm about, you know, just self-betterment and just being a better me every day. So I hope you guys learned something from this episode. I hope that I provided you guys some value. Once again, like the video if you got something out of it. Share this with anybody that you think would benefit from it. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Stay elevated.